Hey y'all, what's up? It's Coach Adri.
And Coach K.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Reps. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see us. And if you're not, you can listen to us and hope you're going to have a great time because we're going to have a great time. So, as always, y'all know how we get this thing started. We are checking in. So let's just check in with you, Coach K. What's popping, girl? How you feeling?
I am feeling great. Well, actually, yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Let's talk about it.
It was a long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long weekend,
Sure
but
was.
long. I got what I needed to get done though, so I'm happy about that.
Cool.
But I'm feeling great.
Okay.
No complaints today. No complaints.
Okay, love that. So just a busy weekend, lot going on, but you conquered it.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm hearing. Okay, love that for you. I would say the same. Honestly, like this weekend was one of those like you just pushed to the finish line for me because I'm off work this week. I'm going on vacation, so I'm like I had to get through my work weekend. And I said, okay, yesterday was like one of them days. I was like, it's my last day. Every day I was like, got one more day. Okay, last day. So, and I made it. And I got out of work on time every day.
Look
Except
at that.
for, actually, I lied. Saturday I didn't get out of work on time. But, whatever. It's all good. I'm still smiles because I don't got to go back for a week. So, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Okay. So, I love that we're both feeling good today.
Yeah.
I like that.
Usually we're always tired because like, it's Monday.
Oh,
Today,
my God.
I love
you
this
know what?
for
I
us.
ain't even mentioned the day of the week today because I'm like, I know what day it is.
The weather's getting better too, so
The
it's
weather
like,
is nice today.
love
I
that
had
for
the
us.
sunroof open. I
Uh-huh.
said, okay, like this. All right. Okay, so let's just get our accountability out the way real quick, right fast.
Yes, let's
All
do
right,
that.
So last episode, we both had our accountability things that we needed to hold ourselves to. And who do we want to start with today?
I'll start.
Okay, so what was it that you said you wanted to make sure that you held yourself accountable to?
Oh, so mine was that Bible reading plan that I got from the church that I've been attending lately. And I was supposed to make sure that I read my reading plan every day until we met again today.
Okay,
And I did that.
Okay, love that for you. Clap that for Kate. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got it done. So
Yeah.
that was great.
Love that. I love that for you. Mine was to organize my clothes.
Uh-oh.
I would say partially. So I have organized them. Are they where they need to be? No.
That's
They're
because I
not.
didn't come over.
I know you didn't come over. And that honestly was a part of the plan.
Okay, now.
Was it not?
Okay.
But all things considered, I definitely got them organized. I have them to the point where it's like, all right, this is what I'm keeping, this is what I'm not keeping. But I'm also in the process of packing for my trip.
Right.
So I'm kind of like in between like suitcase, regular clothes, washing clothes, that type of thing still. So, I think I'm like partially there.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
partial.
I think I'm going to count it as you. Look at you. All right. You got it. You got it. You got it.
Woo, because your girl is not prepared today. Okay.
So while we're laughing, let's get to our fun facts. Because every episode we have to bring up a fun fact. Because why not? So since I'm bringing it up, I'm going to bring mine up.
Love that
And it's
for you.
funny because I've been thinking about my fun facts since the last episode.
Okay.
Because I'm like, all right, I'm a funny person, but I'm getting low on my fun facts.
Oh, wow.
We might have to change to facts. But a fun fact for me is, so actually I'm gonna just ask you, can you picture me ever like playing an actual instrument? All right.
No.
Okay. So a fun fact is your girl used to play handbells. Like
What?
do 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 do. Like for real. So the reason why I
gotta
did it
look up what
though,
a handbell
you
is,
have to
'cause I don't
Google
think
it
I've
and
ever-
you're going to die because picturing me playing the bells, handbell is crazy. But there's also a perk for it because I only did it because that class went to Florida and I never been to Florida, so we went to Disney to compete.
Oh, the okie doke. You hit him with the okie doke.
I wish I had videos of because it's so funny. So yeah, so y'all girl used to play the handbell. So if y'all need somebody in the background somewhere,
I know.
a band, I got y'all with the bells.
That's so interesting. Well, you know what? I'm piggybacking off of that for my fun fact because we could start a band, girl.
Okay. Listen.
I play the flute.
The flute?
I have a flute at home.
You still have one at home?
Yeah, girl.
What you be playing?
The things that I remember. Sometimes I be on YouTube. So I want to say like last year. I don't know if it was summer. I know last summer I remember doing it, but I don't know what time of the year I actually started it. I went on YouTube. So I guess this is a fun fact. So I wanted to like get back into it. So I went on YouTube and I started looking up like regular songs that like to learn how to play. And I was like, well, what song can I learn how to play that would seem like it's easy? I don't know why. I think it's the tune of it or the cadence of it. But it was. I looked up, and I don't even like him, so I don't even know why I did this. I think it was the cadence of it. It was Hotline Bling by.
Now, how did you play that with the flute?
because the melody of it is very, very simple.
Okay.
So I was like, I could probably figure out like how to do this, and I figured it out. But yeah, so we can start a band.
All right, sure. That might be the next thing we do together. Why not? Beyond the reps,
y'all. Beyond the reps. So while we into these fun facts, we have a guest in studio today, and he has to give us his fun fact. We didn't ask him how he wants to be introduced. So I'm going to let him introduce himself. Actually, we're going to introduce him, and then he's going to tell us how we want him to be called today. We have our brother, the man, the myth, the legend, Gene Tino in the building.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's go.
How do you want to be referenced in this podcast?
I can be just Gene.
Just Gene? Okay.
Yeah, Gene.
All right. I might call you Gene Tino, but it's all good. Okay, Gene, welcome.
Happy, honored to be here. Beyond the Reps fam, what's happening?
Yes, he's probably going to have the loudest voice on this podcast today. So if you have your volume up, turn it down. Gene Tino.
Yes.
Gene.
Gene Tino.
Gene. Give us a fun fact about Gene.
We can hit it right there. I am actually the only, if you Google Gene Tino, I'm the only Gene Tino in the world.
In the world?
In the world.
Your dad's name not Gene Tino?
My dad's name is not Gene Tino.
Oh, wow.
That is crazy.
So if you Google Gene Tino, I'm the only person that's going to come up.
That's
I used
dope.
to do that since I was a kid because I hated my first name. Hated it. First day of school, I always knew when the teacher was at my name. They're like, Gene Tino, here. Yes, I'm the only Gene Tino in the world. Genetino for the listeners.
That's
Crazy.
dope.
All one word. My dad's name is Eugene.
Oh.
My mom's name is Terry Ann.
Okay.
My mom just like the Tino. My
Put it
dad
together.
and my brother's name is Eugene Jr. So I'm the only Gene Tino.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is so wow.
So I guess you can call me that, the whole pod.
I love that, Gene Tino.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, I did not know. That is a fun
I'm about to
fact.
go Google.
Yeah, because
Google it up.
we gotta fact check y'all. Leave
I would
it
say-
in the comments if y'all find another Gene Tino out there.
The other fun fact, funny that y'all mentioned playing the instruments. I've always played drums. I played drums growing up as a kid.
Oh, so we got a band.
But yes, we have a Beyond the Reps band. But I think another crazy fun fact, as you all were talking, I was just thinking, because like, when was the last time I was asked fun fact? My first real job,
Oh man.
real job, was Chuck E. Cheese.
Sorry.
It's okay. I knew that you were
Were
lying.
you Chucky?
Wait.
My first real job was Chuck E. Cheese. I started out as a game room attendant. And yes, for the listeners, I was Chucky for 5
Oh!
years. And it got to the point where parents would come and request me to be Chucky for their kids' birthday parties.
What was the routine? Like, why?
So it was just energy and just fun. I was like 16. I was 16. I was Chuck E. Cheese, 16, 17.
That's why I bust out laughing, because I couldn't
15
picture him.
probably, yeah. 15,
I didn't picture
16.
him doing nothing else but be Chucky with his
Yeah.
energy. 'Cause
Yeah.
what else would he be?
Yeah.
That's
So
hilarious.
yeah, it was a random fun job. I started again. I was a game room attendant. I was managing the games, and I think one time one of the staff was out sick. And it was like, Gene, we have a party. We don't have anybody to get inside of Chucky. And
said,
yeah,
"Put me in
so
the
with
game,
Chucky, it's the
coach."
big boots, and you just step inside, and then you put the head on. And so it doesn't matter how tall or how short you were. You just put in the body and the
you
big
just
head.
fit?
And you just fit. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that was my first real job.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was fantastic. I don't
Yeah.
know. That might have been the funnest fact I've heard
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. And it was really really a rewarding job, though. It really was. In the sense of being able to see families and kids like face like eye. And that was like the Soldier Boy era. Somewhat, right? So I was leaning and rocking.
I was going to ask.
I was cranking that. So like that's what made it so fun.
Oh my
Because it was
goodness.
Chucky music, but I could do whatever I wanted to do inside of the uniform. And so it got to the point where like parents would be like, "Yo, who was this? Who was that person?" I was like, "Yeah, that was me. My daughter's birthday is in a month. Can we request you?" It was crazy. Yeah.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
So
amazing.
yeah, 2 fun facts open up.
That
the
is,
show.
wow,
of
that's
how
great.
cheap,
This is going to be a great episode. Thank
Let's
you
get
for
it.
that. We
It
appreciate
sure
that.
is.
Whew. Okay, now that we got all
man.
that out the way, that was
Yeah.
great. Let's get into today's topic,
Let's get to it.
Beyond the Reps. All right, so, y'all, today we are talking about being a fitness professional, but being a fitness professional beyond the reps. So beyond what we do as coaches as far as the actual formulating the workout and like running the workout, coaching, training, whatever it is that we do. Each of us have our own niche and our own style of coaching in this room. I don't even know that we mentioned that Jean was a coach, but Jean is the owner of Next Level Boot Camp Company here in Buffalo. And I'm a coach there. Kay is a coach there. We have been working with Jean. Jean actually was the first person. I guess this is another fun fact now that he's here. Jean was the first person to give me the opportunity to actually coach in person. I had did it on my own a little bit. My life just wasn't really rocking the way it needed to, and then God opened up my schedule, my work schedules for me to be able to come in, and Gene brought me in, and he really like integrated me into like the coaching world. Changed my life for the better for sure. So I always give him his flowers for that, and I always thank you for that.
Absolutely.
But past being an actual coach, we all have our different ways of coaching, our different styles and methods. Gene has been doing this a lot longer than both of us, I think, combined, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. So what we want to start off talking about is, what does being a coach or a fitness professional mean to us individually? I want Gene to start. Let's have Gene start. What does being a coach, fitness professional mean to you on a personal level?
First, before I answer that question, I want to take 30 seconds to say I'm proud of both of you.
Thank you.
Starting anything is very scary. Very scary. And both of you have been dedicated to being here on a weekly basis. I just want to say that I'm proud of y'all. You're doing it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. We appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
So the question was, what does it mean to be a fitness coach?
Yeah, what does it mean to you?
What does it mean to me to be a fitness coach? It is the opportunity for impact. I've been doing this going on 11 years now, and my driver right now is the ability to impact. Maybe 2 years ago, I was able to paint this picture of my funeral. And at my funeral, I envisioned it being thousands of people there coming to see me because I impacted their lives so greatly. And so fitness for me and coaching is more about, how can I transform lives where 5, 10, 15 years from now, they're like, Gene, you did this for me in a rough season, or you helped transform my body, or you helped transform the way I looked at health and wellness. And so I look at, and I know that was probably a little bit deeper, but my thought is, when I die, I want to be known for being the person that impacted thousands of lives and not just helping you lose 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 pounds. Yes, that's a byproduct of coaching,
Right.
but I desired to let my fitness coaching be so impactful that you never forget the impact that I gave you.
That was a good answer, man. Wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing. What about you, Kay? What does it mean for you, like when you say that I'm a coach, and when you coach, what does that mean to you?
So, for me, being really beginner fresh with the fitness coaching, well, similar to what Jean have said, being that I'm newer, is for me, it's like just impacting others, being able to kind of be like a role model for others, so they know they could do it, especially like with me, because I still have my own journey. So like for me, it's just like the big of like, I could do it, you could do it, we're gonna do this together. So it's just like, to be a mentor, to be like someone supportive for people to have. So like I would have to say for me would be like just making sure that I'm impacting others, with whatever there is to they want to do, and not just like the fitness, like just all around, because fitness is not just the physical part of it.
Right.
So I have to say similar to impact others.
Yeah, I think I would say the same thing, but I would also say kind of like to inspire others by being authentic. I think that with me and my journey, like I think our first episode I talked about my story, how I got into fitness. The crazy thing is I think I need to share that more. I think as a coach I need to share that more, because I think a lot of people get into fitness people get into fitness or start their journeys for different reasons. But then I also started to realize that just by me, before I even started like really doing anything with my business or my brand, and I was just posting on Instagram, I found so many people came to me and was like inspired by me. So the inspiration part of it, I think, in whatever it is that I'm doing, whether I'm doing, I'm working out, showing my meal prep, or just talking about mental health in general, being able to inspire people just by being my authentic self, I know I'm contributing to their lives. So I think it hit when it hit me that I contribute to people's lives, when I just by me just going by my day to day. I was kind of like, okay, so this is what, like, people take something from me, I just kind of felt like I was kind of existing in a space where everybody else is just figuring it out. But at the same time, having my knowledge and expertise, it was kind of like people were coming to me. Like, oh, you want something from me? So then I think at that point, it's like, okay, so now I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I have this title, and the only thing that I know that I can do is just to continue to be authentically myself and be that inspiration for others. So I think that would be, I kind of think we're all on the same page about like what that means to us.
Well, I love your answer. And I believe that you, like, knowing your story and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, your story and who you are, has the ability to transform and impact so many more lives. I know you're a little like reserved, and I was listening to your last episode. Shout out to Coach Lex. I heard y'all getting on me talking about I didn't know technology. Yeah,
that wasn't me.
I watched that episode.
That wasn't me.
That was Lex. But knowing your story, your story needs to be shared more.
Yeah,
the ups and downs and the hills and valleys that you've been through and endured personally to become who you are today needs to be told more.
I agree. I'm not.
And so I would say let's add that to her accountability.
Oh, yep.
Right?
Got her.
Oh.
Right? Because you have a story that is very impactful. And the beauty of it is that your story is not over yet. I know that you're still going through a lot, and you're a true definition of overcoming.
You know what? My sister told me that the other day.
There we go.
Was it my sister? Somebody told me, and they were just like, oh, yeah, it was my sister. We were doing Bible study, and she was like, I think that I forget what the topic of discussion was, and we have, like, these questions that we go through. Yeah. And she basically told me that, like, you're resilient. And I'm like, I don't want to be resilient. Yeah. I don't want that to be my story.
Well, you have
but
that
it's
gene.
True.
It is.
It's very, 100%. Very true. So, yeah. Okay. So I like that we all have like a consensus on that. I guess that would bring us to our next question or topic that we want to kind of go into.
So I'm actually going to spin back.
Okay.
Because now that we know what we're going to be talking about in the episode today, we got quizzes for Jean.
Questions.
Oh, yeah.
We have a quiz for Jean.
Oh, quiz.
Oh,
A
yes.
quiz.
We do have a quiz for
We have a quiz for Jean. So now that you guys know at least the main topic, let's see what he knows and what's up.
We also gotta keep him on his toes. So let's do that.
So now the quiz, the way it works, you have 8 seconds to answer the question. We have a couple questions for you.
We got 4 questions for you today.
So I'm going to start with the first one. Let me get my 8 seconds together. All right. So
I'll do the timer.
you want to do the timer?
All right. The people. Hold on.
So we have. Let me know when you're ready.
What we got? I'm ready.
All set?
All right. I'll start the timer when you start the question.
Okay. So question number 1: what are 3 ways to keep a client consistent?
Go.
Accountability, creating the community, and check-ins.
Okay. You had like 2 seconds to spare. Good for you. All right. Number two. This is a true or false.
Okay.
So you should be able to get this in 8 seconds or less.
Let's get it.
I hope you don't get it wrong. Ready? True or false? Spot reduction is possible.
False.
Ooh, that was quick.
Look.
Explain to people what spot reduction is.
Spot reduction is coming to me saying, Gene, can I just work out for a month and lose this area right here? That is what spot reduction is.
Yes. And it is not possible.
And the answer is no.
It's no. All right. Number 3.
Number 3. We got on the true or false.
Yes.
True or false? What we got?
Ready? Right where you go.
All right. So muscle turns to fat if you stop working out.
Muscle turns to fat if you stop working out. False.
Oh, thank God. We almost missed that one,
Yeah.
boy.
No, muscle does not turn to fat.
I was about to say, dang. Ooh, all right. Last one. This should be really easy. Should be. All right?
This is another true or false? Okay.
No. Last one. All right. Give me 3 unilateral exercises.
3 unilateral exercises, lateral lunge, single leg press, single arm shoulder press.
Ooh, on the money.
Good.
He almost missed that one.
Just made it.
Yikes. All right.
8 seconds? That was the time?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Seconds.
Now, you know those weren't like one-word answers, though.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
rattle them
we
off,
got it.
baby.
We got
You've
it.
been doing this for 11
We
years.
got it. I got in like 7.5 seconds.
You got it, though. Listen, right before the timer.
Oh, man.
Okay, love that. All right,
Alrighty.
so what's our next topic of? What's our next quarter discussion that we got?
Almost got me on that one.
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
All right. So our next topic is how does being in the profession helps you stay motivated in your own journey?
How does being in the profession help me stay motivated on my own journey? Just being an example, being a leader.
That's like a really good point. I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think that people don't realize how much being a coach is being a leader.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people, and I also realize, especially now with like social media and all these fitness influencers and stuff, it's like some people think that you can just be a coach because you can turn on a camera and do an exercise and tell people what to do.
Yeah.
I don't think that a lot of people realize the amount of leadership it takes to be a coach.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is that I never saw myself being a coach because I never felt like I had like that leadership quality.
Mm.
It's, it's interesting. And it's just like when I do it, it's kind of like, but I also realized that I never had an opportunity to be a leader in a space where I felt comfortable, where I felt like this is somewhere where I'm supposed to be. I kind of felt like in situations where I was forced to be a leader, like my job.
Yeah.
It's a forced situation. It's kind of like sometimes anytime I work, I'd be like, what am I doing? But then when I'm coaching, it's kind of like, no, I know what I'm doing. I got this.
Yeah. So, and then she found the next level boot camp. And she is a phenomenal leader every Wednesday at the next level. Yes, but 100%, it is leadership. But I would also add, it's finding your personal why, right? So like we just wrapped up our GC40 challenge, which is our Get Consistent 40-day challenge that we do at Next Level. And it's funny, I had a number of people ask me, because I was doing my best to kind of post every day that I was working out. Had a number of people ask me, why do you work out at other gyms? And I was like, I have a membership at I honestly have a membership at every single gym. Not Planet Fitness, but
ooh, I was about to dog you.
No shade to Planet, but I have a membership at Catalyst, LA Fitness, and Crunch. And for me, it's sometimes work can be work, and putting myself in position to be in a fresh, new environment is a way that I can also stay motivated and inspired. I do love working out at our home gym, but a lot of times when I'm in spaces of not feeling inspired, I'm like, I got to go somewhere else just to get my own.
I think we talked about that, like on the episode with the mental health and wellness and stuff, about like switching up your location, changing your environment. I would definitely say as a coach, since I actually started coaching, I think having to formulate the workouts and then go and coach the people through it, I think that kind of keeps me motivated, because kind of like even with my classes, when I would come up with the routines and everything, it would be like I would never make anybody do something that I wouldn't do. So it kind of motivates me to make, first of all, also, and this is as crazy as, not as crazy as it may sound, as small as this may seem, just showing up to class, like going through explaining the exercises. Girl, if you be winded and you can't do the exercises, that look crazy. So honestly, and I don't know if that would be considered an ego thing at all, but it's like, I don't want to be in front of the class like saying, oh, do this movement, and I can't do it.
Yeah, I think that goes back to just leadership, being able to lead. Hey, I can do this. Let's lock in. Let's turn up. Come on.
Yeah, and I think that helps like with my own journey, because it's kind of like I can't sit down and do nothing and then go out and be like expect somebody else to do it. Right. So I think being a coach and being a fitness professional, having the responsibility of telling people giving people the formula and coaching them through it and telling them, modified movements or whatever it is, I got to be able to do it. So I think that keeps me motivated in my fitness journey, because it's kind of like, or even with the whole, like, with my online presence, if people don't see me working out, then they just see me coaching. It's kind of like, and I honestly, like, being a coach, I think that it kind of like gives me that like sense of like responsibility. Like I have to work out. I mean, it's not that I wouldn't, because it is my life, but at the same time, like, if it wasn't, it would just give me that sense of like, okay, no, I need to. If they doing it, like, what's her face, like Gabby, she been running these half marathons and stuff, killing it. I'm like, yeah, let me get up off this couch and go get back on the roads or something, because this is crazy. Like, if these people can do it, I should be able to do it too. So I think being a coach and seeing all of these people do all these things, that helps me stay motivated in my own journey. What about you?
Yeah, so I'll say, like, with me, like, because of, like, I started my fitness journey with Jean.
Yes.
And it all started for me, finding a love for fitness all over again, because I was just, a mom, and I was trying to figure out how to get back. So for me, it's also like for my daughter, right? So she's an athlete. So she watches everything that I do. So, and she sees that I coach. So I have to stay on top of what I got going on. One, because I love to do it, but also because I have a little one watching me, and I also always want to be a role model for her. And I would have to say, like, my biggest thing also for me is I'm still a beginner, still learning as I'm coaching, and I had to like realize and really be proud of myself and give myself grace, because at the end of the day, like, you start somewhere. So it took me a while to even start my business, because I'm like, I'm still in the middle of doing my own journey. How am I going to start a business? But then I realized, like, I had to start somewhere, okay? So, like, what motivates me is to, like, see other moms and, like, to be the inspiration. Like, oh, if Kate working and she got her daughter, she doing this, she doing that, she could do it. So to give them that encouragement, like, if I could do it, we could do this. Like, you could do it, you know. So that is really what I'm trying to, which why I allow sometimes in my classes, like, bring your child, let them sit. If they could sit and relax, fine. Let them sit there, bring them in, because, like, I know how tough it was for me to get my fitness still going when I was a mom. And I'm like, well, now what? Like, how do I even get back on the, on the wagon of what I used to do and love to do? So that was what motivates me.
And Kate, when we were working together, you lost what?
65 pounds.
65
well, no,
pounds.
that's right. Yeah.
I want you to not forget your journey because it's similar to what I said to A. It's inspiring. What you did in the past is inspiring. I was listening to one of your earlier pods, and you didn't really say this, but I was kind of hinting at how do you coach other people when you feel like you're not where you want to be. Mm-hmm. That's something that kind of you were getting at. And so I want to remind you, you've lost 65 pounds, right? You're the coach that needs that is, your avatar is the person that you say, hey, let's get back to us, right? You may have lost the weight, gained the weight, lost the weight, gained the weight, but there's thousands of people that are also in your shoes that you also inspire. And so your story, just like A's, is also impactful too, so don't forget that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Gene is just hitting it today. God. All right. So
I just think that sometimes it's easy to forget our journeys, right?
Yeah, that's true.
My motto is always the next level. Yes, we should be chasing greatness, but I think sometimes it's easy to forget how far we've already have come. And knowing that story is impactful for someone that looks to you and say, oh, if you did this, I also can. So.
Right. And I think that's a great segue into the next thing that we want to touch on is that what the contributions that we make to the lives of our clients and the people that we coach beyond the workout, beyond them coming in and, us giving them the workout, coaching them through it. And I guess I could start with that. I think that for me, and I'm not even going to go off of like me coaching at NLB, but me coaching my classes, right? I can remember a couple of people who have came to me and said, and like asking me, like when I was running my classes and they were kind of sporadic and they weren't as consistent, and they were asking me like, when is the next one gonna be? I really love your classes. And there's one of the girls who came to class. She told me that like she's older. I'm not gonna shout her out. I'm not gonna put her name out there. However, I think y'all probably know who I'm talking about. She came to me and she, after my first big class, she came to me and she was trying to give me ideas as to what the themes of the class could be, because it was like her opportunity to get out the house, have fun, without going out and still get a workout. For those of y'all who don't know, I host my Busy Body Fit BBL boot camp bashes, and they are a lot of fun. But I think the fact that I can contribute to people's lives, beyond them coming to class and just taking the class, right? They enjoy my energy. They enjoy whatever it is that they enjoy about the class past the workout, because honestly, most of the time they don't be working out after a certain point. They be working out, right? Yeah, exactly, right? But I think that's the contribution that I make to people's life. I think it always goes beyond like the workout itself. I think like, yes, they get a good workout and they're like, oh, I want to whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I think the environment that I created, and whatever other reason why they choose to come to class, right? I think the contribution that I make to the lives of people is always something beyond the workout. It's always something else, and they always asking me questions and different things after class, and it's like, okay, so y'all didn't just come here to get the workout. Y'all came here for the environment. Y'all came here to have fun. Y'all came here because you wanted to do whatever, X, Y, and Z. And to be able to contribute to people's lives like that outside of the workout, because they're going to come to you regardless, to work out regardless, right? Now they're getting something extra from you that they can't get anywhere else. And I think that's like probably the best thing that I think that I can say I'm proud of when it comes to me contributing to the lives of the clients. What about you, girl?
Similar, like very similar, cause like not too long ago I had like a few girls do like testament, and I wasn't around when they were doing it, like doing their testament about coming to Excel for my classes, and a lot of them like just brought up how like the class go by fast, how they have fun, like it's like a party, like but they're getting two and one. And I get a lot of like coming to your classes like you're so goofy, but you're also making sure we're working out. Like I was just to be able to bring like my personality and my goofiness into the class, and also still like impact them and make sure that they're having a good time, but also is a benefit for them because they're working on their health. That contribution, I feel like, is something that I always try to make sure I keep up every time I run my classes, because I feel like I get a lot of feedback when every time after class.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And I know Gene Tino could probably give us 1,000, 1,000,001 stories.
Yeah, I probably could. But one that stands out, 9 years ago, I had this guy. This was back when I was working at LA Fitness, about 9 years ago. A guy came to my class, and I noticed he seemed down after the class was over. I was like, bro, what's up? He's like, man, I just came from my mom's funeral, and I just had to get here. He's like, bro, I knew that if I came to your workout, that this would kind of boost how I'm feeling. He's like, man, I'm going through it, but we buried her today. But I said, I just got to get to Jean's workout. And I never forgot that. That was like a moment. I was like, this is bigger than just fitness. It's the community and the atmosphere and the energy that I've been blessed to be able to create that allowed this man on one of his hardest days to say, if I can get there, that'll help take my mind off of what I'm going through.
Right.
And so.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Honestly, I think that literally
this is the next question.
This is probably you would have thought he was in our pockets. Because
our next question.
We flowing.
It's a flow over here. So yes, our next one is the importance of building a community as a fitness professional. Like, what are your thoughts about building a community?
Next
Level Bootcamp is the greatest fitness community.
And I would not, and I'm not being biased because I coached there. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not being biased. I've never experienced a place like NLB. Our engineer, he also is a NLB client, and
Shout
I
out to
think
Jay
that
Cruz.
Jamil could definitely tell you the same thing. I don't think there's a single person that I've met that has even been to one class there that has said that they've never been to anywhere that felt like that.
Yeah. It is nothing like it. But what was the question?
What's the importance of building a community?
Oh, it's absolutely important. For me, that's always been my secret sauce for business. I've always been intentional on building community, really now more than ever. It's funny, we actually just went to Lasertron this weekend.
Boo.
Coach A wasn't able to be there. And you weren't able to be there either. Both of y'all was busy. Our engineer was there. We had an amazing time. And it was just super random. Like, we are all 30 plus.
That's crazy.
And we at Lasertron. I ain't been there in 10, 15 years.
Listen, I was like, I thought the same. If I could have made it, I said, dang, I don't even know what Lasertron looked like no more.
And the age group was like 30. Oldest person had to be maybe 52, 53. And we're in there shooting each other. You know, you would have thought that, okay, cool, we played the game and we'll be done. Everybody be done at 7:30. We didn't leave. An engineer probably told you we didn't leave till like 10 o'clock.
Well, damn, you could have called me.
We just there. We just chilling, mingling. People are talking.
That's so crazy.
And this is Lasertron. This is something that you do for your 12th birthday. And so community, going back to your first question, what are some keys to help keep someone consistent? I've learned that community is a secret sauce to consistency, right? Let's say you two are members of NLB and both of y'all have a goal to lose 25 pounds and y'all work out at the same time, Monday through Friday. If money starts to get funny and you still got 10 more pounds to lose, you're good. You're going to say, you know what? Money's funny, but I can't leave my girl. we both have goals. We got to keep it going. I've learned through the years that people make it happen, especially when money starts to get tight, because you want to continue to be a part of that. Because 9 times out of 10, yes, you could do it on your own, but your chances for success increase when you have other people and community holding you accountable. 1, 2, people to look forward to see on a regular basis. Right? Like, okay, I'm sure, you know, there's been moments where, I mean, even as a coach, there's been moments where you had to work and you weren't able to coach. Once you come back, people are like, yo, where you been?
Oh my God.
Where you been? We miss you. Right? And it could just be 2 or 3 weeks. That's community.
Yeah.
That makes the person come through our doors knowing like, man, people actually noticed that I wasn't here. And it makes you say, all right, you know what? Let me try my best to be consistent. And so for me, consistent community helps build consistency.
That's a really good point. And honestly, like I think I still, like, to this day, I think it's one of those things I have to get better at. But like coming to class, like when I'm gone for you know, a week or 2 or whatever, and I come back and people are like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you're here. Or like when I randomly pop up on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And they're like, I didn't know you were going to be here. And everybody's so
and their
excited
day
to
is so
see
made.
me. And I'm like, oh, y'all really want to see me? That's
That
crazy.
is community.
So I can agree. Like, it's just, I think knowing that you're a part of something, like I think being a coach, or just even like having a business, knowing that you have created something or you're a part of something that people want to be a part of. I think that's super, super important. And I also think that it separates you from other people, because it's kind of like some people are just like, I go to this coach just because I need to get trained. I need a trainer, right? But to know that even whether you have 10,000 people who come to you, or you have 5 people that come to you, between you and that person, you've built a relationship, and then off of relationships you build community. So it's like, my relationship with Jean helped me integrate me into a community of people that helped me branch off into my own community of people. So for me, it's like it's still like a surreal like feeling type thing, because I'm not used to it. I'm still not used to it. I hope I never get used to it, because I think that it helps me to continue to want to continue to show up, continue to network, continue to do the things that help me to expand and help me to grow. Because I think without that, I would think that nobody is really checking for me. Nobody really values what I have to bring to the table. And I think the community, it shows like people value people actually want what you got to offer. So I think how do you know that if you don't have community, right?
That's good.
Right.
Would you agree?
I agree. And just to piggyback from actually both of you guys, so Gene this is my mentor, okay, guys? So he always made it very like clear to me, community.
Kay was a pain in my neck.
So
Actually, both of y'all, honestly.
That's crazy. Why am I in it?
I've got on both of y'all.
So if you guys don't know, my 2XL is in a pause right now because we are revamping. We're coming back soon. And I always heard Gene, like, community and do this and that. And I'm like, all right, I'm listening, Gene. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I haven't coached, classes in, I don't know, over, 4 months because I'm revamping. So we'll be back soon. But all the messages I'm getting lately, what's going on? Girl. And, there was, a couple girls that, are cousins that will come to classes. And that was their day. Like, they will come together to work out, but they'll catch up, their family stuff or just whatever. Yeah. And they're I didn't even realize, until now that I put a pause to what I had going on, how important it is. So, in the middle of me revamping now, that's one of the biggest things that that was one of my biggest things. I was like, yeah, when I come back, I also got to make sure that I stay on top of the community because it's huge. And I didn't know until I paused my stuff. And I feel like I don't think I would have realized that until now.
You stopped.
Girl.
So.
And I can definitely piggyback off of that, because when I put my classes on pause, it was like people were asking, so when's the next one going to be? So when's the next one? I'm like, listen, I don't know. I don't know. And I think, honestly, like, we all know that my job was my biggest hater, but I think that's the hardest part for me is like, I think when I started doing my classes and started, even when I became a coach at NLB, it was like my schedule was different at that time. So the consistency was a lot greater than what it is now because now my schedule is back to being what it regularly is.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, God.
Community takes time from a business perspective, right? Every event, every thing that you try to run, that we try to run, is not always going to be a home run. It's very easy as a business owner when your numbers start to go down. You're like, do they want this? Do they? But that's why having a bigger vision is what will keep you going, right? Because I know both of y'all have had moments where y'all was on it. Everybody's signing up. The moment them numbers start going down, you're like, all right, I'm going to take a break. And I think the reason why you all are doing that, and I'm excited for both of you all to relaunch, you got to have a long-term vision because it's not always going to be, oh, we winning, we up. No.
Yeah. Honestly,
LeBron James is arguably the greatest basketball player ever. He is the highest. He has scored the most points out of any basketball player ever. Do you know that LeBron James still misses shots? I always look at it from that analogy of like somebody who is the greatest at their craft still misses. Why not look at it like that for business for us? Everything is not going to be, I made every single basket. You just got to keep going. You got to keep shooting. You got to keep on playing. Some games, LeBron's going to have 40. Other games, he'll have 12. And so looking at it from beyond the reps, just keeping the reps going.
Yeah.
And so as just some encouragement for you all as you get back, set a bigger vision for your brands because the people that were coming to you all or that are coming are looking for you.
Yeah.
Where y'all at? Why'd y'all stop? What's going on? I needed you. Yes, I may have not been there, but I'm looking for you to continue to be consistent.
So true. And you know what? I feel like we're gonna kind of rearrange our points because I feel like that is a good segue into what we wanted to talk about as far as advice. I think you wanted to touch on that point, right? So what
advice you give? What did I say? Did I have it in here? Look, one piece of advice to listeners in the fitness or entrepreneurship.
One piece of advice.
So I would like you to give a piece of advice as a coach, and then also as an entrepreneur, a fitness entrepreneur, or entrepreneur in general, because I feel like it may be, relatable across the board.
Yeah, for sure. There's a quote that says, if you build it, they will come. I actually disagree. I've learned through the years that you can build something, but it is still work required for it to actually work. And so I've learned through the years, even coaching for the last 10 years, leveling up, working for corporate, and then now having 2 locations on my own. It hasn't gotten easier yet. Starting out, I was like, oh yeah, all I gotta do is just grind, put in the work. Eventually I'll get there. I've learned that through the levels, there's new problems. And so my advice would be, one, really probably two. The 2 biggest things now being 11 years in and having 2 brick and mortar locations, mentorship and accountability. Having someone to say, what you doing? Having someone to be like, you said you were going to, and you haven't. Right? Having someone that says, I thought this was the goal. And I'm sure I probably have said that to both of y'all. I thought you said you wanted to right? We all need that, because if you try to do this entrepreneur role by yourself and just thinking, because it's always exciting in the beginning. It's always exciting in the beginning, which is why I wanted to give you all your flowers on starting episode 1. I can't wait to see episode 30. I think there's a stat, and our engineer could probably even he can't chime in, but I thought I read a stat that said the average podcasters only do 6 episodes. They fall off at episode 6, right? They fall off. It's exciting in the beginning, and then they fall off. And so having, you all have each other, but having someone to hold you accountable and having a mentor that's either been there or someone that you trust that is doing what you want to do, to be able to say, hey, like, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that, is very, very key. I would say from a coaching standpoint, it's about putting in the reps. Having a mentor too, but you can learn all the book smart stuff, but actually applying and working with people is what's going to make you good.
I agree.
Yeah, so it takes time.
And I feel like I would just give advice from a coaching standpoint outside of the reps, because I definitely have noticed in times where I don't have the opportunity to coach, and Jean can attest to this. I know what I'm doing, but it's like I'll forget certain things. If you out of it for a while, you forget, like, oh, wait a minute, why did I do this way, that way? I mean, granted, we're human, but definitely the reps. But outside of that, I would definitely say, as a coach, if you're a coach, or you're a fitness professional, you're in it, I think you have to be passionate about the craft. You have to have passion, and you have to have remember, like, why you're doing it. What is your why? Because I feel like that separates the good coaches from the not so good coaches. The ones who actually are in it because they want to help people, or they're in it because they want to impact people in a certain way. And however it is, whatever their niche is, I think that is what's most important. Because if I haven't learned anything in my 33 years of life, is that the things that I am passionate about, I'm good at. The things that I'm passionate about, people receive from me, and they see the value in it. If I'm just doing something just to do it, if I'm doing it for a paycheck, if I'm doing it just to whatever, I'm not going to I'm not going to be top of my game. I'm not going to be good at it. It's not that I'm not going to be good at it, because I think I'm pretty good at anything that I do, but I'm not going to excel at it. And it's not going to feel like something that I'm supposed to be doing. Not to me, and not to the people that's around me or seeing me or in it with me. So as a coach, I would say, if you're not passionate about it, don't do it. And if you are passionate about it and you start to feel discouraged, just remember your why. Right.
I love that, because I think a lot of times people get confused when the passionate feeling starts to die. Yeah.
I could definitely say, I don't think I've ever lost my passion for fitness, but I can definitely pinpoint moments in my life where I feel like there was something about it that I wasn't passionate about. But I think coaching always reignites that thing in me, whatever it is. Yeah. Whenever I feel like something starts to die, I think that being able to coach, I think that always kind of keeps me lit.
Yes, I agree with that. I think also, though, coaching is a deposit into other people. I think sometimes with the passion, and I'm sure you both have experienced it, if you're not intentional on also re-pouring back into yourself, eventually coaching can run you dry. Right? And then that person will be like, wait, I was feeling so passionate about this, and now I don't feel like doing it anymore. It's because you weren't intentional, also making sure, and that's where having mentorship, accountability, and community comes, and making sure that there's also someone either pouring into you, one, or two, you being intentional and pouring into yourself. Because coaching, after a while, can be draining. It can be very much so draining, because people look at you as coaches, you're more than just the fitness person. Through the years, I've had people go through deaths, divorce, breakups, all kinds of things that people would just dump. And that's, we're open to that. Hey, let me help you. I'm here for it. But after 10 years of doing that, if you're not intentional on recharging for yourself, it's a wrap. That passionate feeling will be like, you know what, let me go ahead and look for something else to do.
And I want to piggyback off that thought for 1 second, and then we'll get to you. That part of it, and this is where, like, I realized the whole thing about, like, being passionate. My job, I'm always running into people when they're at their worst. They're dumping their problem. Like, I'm not getting anything. Like, I'm not able to. They're pouring on like, dumping onto me.
Yeah.
And like, everything is dumping onto me. And I'm not getting the opportunity to kind of, like, fill myself back up. So there is no recharge for me in that sense. I'm not able to pour into them, and they're dumping onto me. So it's kind of like I'm on zero all the time. So that recharge for me is
coaching.
Yeah. So sad, y'all.
So that's gonna be different.
It's coming, y'all. It's coming. Yeah. But I say that to say that kind of it just ties into, like, what I said about, like, the whole being passionate thing, because like you said, like, we all know we can't pour from an empty cup, right? Nope. If I don't get a chance to coach for a month,
oh my goodness, you're going crazy.
I'm literally empty. Yeah. And then I start spiraling, and then I think that's when things start. And I think I spoke about this on the last episode about, you know, the one about mental wellness and health and stuff. I like that spiral is crazy for me. So it's like that coaching. It's like, because that's what I'm passionate about, I have no passion for my job. So there is nothing there I can't even take nothing from that and put it back into myself. Because, like, I could be having the worst day in the world and come and coach. I can be on zero, and the people fill me up. You know? So it's like having that recharge. But if I don't get that opportunity to get that, I'm always dead, always on zero. So, okay. So let's get to you.
One piece of advice. I had to give myself the same advice.
Oh, that's right. Take it.
So it's learning how to pivot when adversity hit, because that's pretty much what happened to me with my having to pause my business. Is because, not that I forgot that I was gonna get older, but like all she did was swim competitive club, so that's all it was. Now we are in 7th grade, so now we're doing club, and we're swimming for school. So her swim meets were on my days that I had to run class. So like, I'm like, what do I do now? Like, do I not go see my daughter swim and I'm missing every single school competition? Do I run my business? You know, and I wish I would have just I'm coming back, so it doesn't matter now, but I wish I would have took a time to be like, all right, well, let me just pivot. Maybe I could just switch days and not try to, you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm like, oh, are people going to be able to come these days if I switch it? You know, like, compromise, or you just got to make a change. And if they're going to come, they're going to come. They're not taking you know? So I was just like, that's one of my biggest things. Like, if something comes up that you're not expecting, like, just find a way to pivot. And then even if you have to, like, go last time, but not 100%, like, you know. And like I said, I'm giving myself this advice, which is what I'm working toward, is how to pivot, because now she's got to play softball. So I'm waiting on that schedule to be like, all right, what days are you playing and what days are you swimming? So now that's really what I'm trying to figure out as an entrepreneur. Like, okay, I got my full-time 40 hours, and my daughter is an athlete that's now does 2 sports. So now where do I fit my classes in? Do I got to do weekends? I'm like, oh, I don't want to do weekends. I work Monday through Friday. But this is what I love to do. So I got to pivot. So if people want to come, they're going to come. If they don't, they don't. And I'm just going to have to figure it out. So learning how to pivot without, like, shutting down.
I would say for you, the key would be to be clear on what is the goal. Because for all of us, life is going to life. Things are going to come up. All right, this is the goal. Things aren't going as originally planned. Sometimes, like you said, you just got to pivot. But I think if you're not clear on what the goal is, once life starts to change, you're like, oh, let me just stop. Instead of going back, say, all right, wait, my goal was to build this. Okay, what adjustments can I make without stopping everything? And I believe for you, the goal is community, continue to impact lives.
Yes.
Hey, y'all, this is what's going on. But I want to continue to serve and have 2XL running because our goal is XYZ. So this is what we got to do.
Yeah. Transparency.
And
I think that's important too.
Going back to having a mentor as well. Because, like, for me, that was my first hit that I was like, now what? Like, what day? What am I going to do? But I was afraid. Like, I'm like, all right, I got to call Jean, what I got to do?
And what makes me this time around, because usually she would ask for advice, and I probably would have given. But this time she was like, hey, I'm stopping. And I didn't even try to convince you. I was just like, okay.
And that was like my
said, hey, you do what's best for you. So,
right.
Yeah.
So
here we are.
That's another advice. Definitely go to your mentor. Do not be afraid.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, what it is to hear someone else that's done it for so long, you know. But I was just so like stressed out that I was just like, and I didn't want to like run class stress. I didn't want to like, you know, like my daughter to feel like you just now work all day and then now after work you go run your business. Where are you? You're not present. Because my parent did not miss a game. Like they were there. So, and then, you know, I don't miss none of her stuff. So I would work around it. So, but now I'm like,
But the stress for you was because the numbers started to go down a little bit, right?
Yes and no. So it was a little bit of numbers because I was like, you know, I'm like, all right, but I had to keep switching, and that's really what was happening for me. I'm like trying to work around Jania's schedule. I had to cancel the one time because of my new position. I had to do something at work. Had to work late. Had to cancel class 45 minutes before class. It was just a lot going on between the new position and Jania swim for 2 teams. So it was a lot of switching, and I'm like, man, I can't keep doing this to my people. How am I gonna keep changing day, changing time? Because I was trying to like pivot. And then at one point, I'm like, all right, well, I get it. I mean, after a while, you're like, bro, when are you running class? Like, is it at 6? Is it Tuesday? Is it Monday? It was all over the place. I'm like, okay, I will be mad myself. I'll be pissed if I'm so, like, consistent with this coach, and now your schedule's all over the place. And that's really what got me. I'm like, man, my schedule is everywhere. So, like, my goal is down the road is either go part-time and run just to excel. But full-time and to excel, that's really where I'm trying to figure out now. Why I'm revamping is because it's always like that's why I said, you know what, I think my goal is to go to pop-ups and just pull up and do classes randomly and not have a set schedule, because then like that I don't have to cancel or keep changing my schedule over and over and over. It's so I could do a month, boom, here my pop-up for this month, pull up. So I think that's what's going to work for my schedule and just kind of like what I got going on as a single mom with my daughter. So
I love that. Honestly, I think that's a great way to kind of like bring it all back and wrap it up for the topic, because I think we all kind of gave our advice are good takeaways. I think our advice and the things that we touched on are good takeaways. So before we get out of here, you know, we got to do our accountability.
Yes, ma'am.
And now that we have a guest, we're going to throw him into the mix because, throwing him into the mix. So we got, well, I guess it doesn't matter when. Well, we'll still do for the next time that we record, what we want to hold ourselves accountable and be held accountable for. And one thing about it, y'all, Gene Tino is gonna, if we include him on this, he's gonna take it so serious. Lex did not take it serious. I don't think Raya, she took it serious, but Gene Tino, he gonna take it too serious. So we got to be careful what we say.
I'm listening.
Who wants to start?
I'm going to go first because
Okay,
I'm about to get it
ahead.
out the way. So, because I'm revamping and I'm trying to get back on track. So, I want you guys to hold me accountable that I'm going to have a meeting with Gene Tino and get the day when I'm coming back.
Okay. So, by the next time we see each other, you'll have a date. You'll have it out. And are people going to know, or only you going to know?
No, I'm going to know because it won't be right away.
Okay.
Which is next Monday?
So we usually do.
It'll be in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's what you want to be held accountable for. Okay.
I mean, he's gonna be calling.
Let's go to Gene. Gene, what do you want to be held accountable for?
What do I want to be held accountable for? That's a really good question.
It could be literally anything.
Anything. It doesn't have to be fitness. Yeah, no.
Holding me accountable to being intentional on my personal recharge.
Okay.
I'm in this season right now where I'm practicing. I wrote down be where your feet are.
I literally just heard that on another podcast.
Yeah. So I heard it from Deion Sanders, where he kind of tells his players, Coach Prime, when you're here playing, play. When you're with your family, be with them. I know that going into year 2, having 2 locations, I struggle with being present. And so that's something that I want to work on. But I am someone that's also, if someone asks me to hold them accountable, I don't want it to be gray. I want it to be black and white. So y'all can say, did you do this? Not are you getting better? And so for me, that looks like last weekend, we went to Lasertron. I was very present there. Was able to chop it up with the NLB fam, hang out, and just, I'm always someone that's like how your pants say, busybody. Like, I'm working. Saturday, I literally was just chilling. We was just there. No agenda, just present. And that was a great recharge for me this weekend going into a fresh new week. So if you all could hold me accountable to what does your personal recharge look like, whether it's spending time with my wife, whether it's yesterday I went to the marina and just sat inside of my truck.
I'm about to say, I knew you wasn't outside.
No.
I was like, whoa.
No, but just being intentional on refilling my cup.
Okay.
And so I would say that that's something like, hey, Gene, what did you do to refill your cup? Because work for me is fulfilling. But, you know, we desire to have kids soon. And I want to start to like practice not losing myself in the process, right? Being intentional on what do you do for Gene and not just focusing on being successful.
Okay.
So
we can do that. Who? Myself. What do I want to be held accountable for next week? So I'm going on vacation this week. So
where you going?
Jamaica.
Oh, nice. Lit.
Yeah. So this week doesn't count for anything for me. So I'm trying to think, what can I do? What do I need to be held accountable for? You know what? I don't even know if I want to say this on camera, but I guess so. So I'm starting to write a book.
Awesome. Congratulations.
I finally narrowed everything down as far as like, you know, the whole thing. So, and actually, yes, this is perfect because I literally just said this to myself last night. I need y'all to hold me accountable to completing 2 chapters by the next time that we meet. Okay. I need 2 of my chapters completed, which means, and the way that I want y'all to make sure that y'all hold me accountable is that I want y'all to ask me to read the chapters.
Okay.
Because if I say they're done, it could just be a page full of words and not be what it is that it's supposed to be. So 2 chapters. I need to have my 2 chapters done because I know that I have all the information that I need. It's literally me focusing on allocating my time towards doing it. I think that's been my biggest, not even that hasn't been my biggest feat with it, to be honest with you. But now that I feel like I have a clear vision, I know I have a clear vision as to what it looks like. I gotta get to it. So
do we have a title?
Well, I have a couple
that
ideas
you would want to
for
share.
a title.
Okay, so you're still trying to figure it out.
I have I think the title thing for me is the last thing they're all kind of similar, but I think that's the last thing that I'm concerned about, like finalizing, because I know the concept. So not telling y'all that, but y'all find out when it comes out. But yes, that's what I want to be held accountable for. Absolutely.
So you got to read 2 chapters. Make sure you're recharging. And I need to have my first date come back.
These are all tangible things.
Tangible. Accountability has to be black and white.
Yeah. So that's why I had to think about that one. But yep, I literally was thinking about it last night after I got everything situated earlier this weekend. So Yep, that's it.
Love that.
Love that.
Let's get it.
Thank you guys. This has been a great episode. Thank you, Gene Tino.
Yes, thank
Honored.
you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Kicking it with us.
Yes, can't wait to come back.
I just knew this was going to be a good episode, y'all. I hope y'all got something from this. I know I did. I think this was a great episode. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure that y'all follow us on Instagram and follow us on YouTube at Beyond the Reps Pod. We need y'all to subscribe. Okay, we need subscribers because I know if y'all watching us, don't just be watching us.
Right.
Just don't be watching. If you a fan, be a fan. Be a real fan. Subscribed. Okay. Like, follow, share, tell your friends, and leave us some comments. Tell us what y'all like. Leave us some constructive criticism. Be nice though, because we will delete you. And yeah, we appreciate your support, and we will see y'all soon.
Peace.